What the hell? Hi, you guys. It's turned off everywhere. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and for joining me in today's live. And I decided I wanted it cozy, like really cozy, a cozy Sunday morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and that we can just meet here together. And just for this moment, let's take a deep breath in and out. And just release everything that's weighing us down, that's tearing us down. Just for this moment, a deep breath in and out. And one more all the way in and out. Yeah. And allow the energy to settle. And if you like, you can keep your eyes closed and just imagine that I'm right there with you and I'm walking around you and cleansing your aura, cleansing your energy field. What a week. 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 What a time. What a time. What a time that we are in. Oh, my loves. My loves. What did we sign up for? Right? Even though I don't even know if we signed up for this. I mean, that's kind of a concept that we all just bought into, because it sounds good and it makes for an immediate explanation. But did I really sign up for this? Did I really, really, really sign up for this? I don't know. I don't know. I want to have control, so yeah, it'll make me feel like I did, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Anyways, how are you guys? Let me know in the chat. I would love to know how you're doing. And before we dive into this week's stuff, I just want to remind you that over on Patreon, and by the way, I'm going to say a thank you to all my Patreonies at the end of this live, but my over on my Patreon, I've started a book club, and that is starting today on the full moon. And we're going to be talking about the full moon energies in this live, as well as we'll go through each sign and see how it affects you or how it can, you know, how you can experience it. And I'll be pulling a card for each one. And at the end of it, at the end of this live, I'll be doing your questions. If you would like me to answer one of your questions, please check the link at the top of the chat. That's where it's pinned. And you can pre-book your question there and I will answer it live. Okay. But otherwise, let's dive in. And yeah, good Lord. Good Lord. It's getting crispy. Like we're getting crispy here in the energies. They are hot. They are hot, getting crispy. Wait a minute. I want to work with a different deck today. Which ones do I want? No, no, I think I'll stick with this one. Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. It's all right. And, but yeah, no, I do want a different deck. I want the Rider Waite. I want the Rider Waite today. 1 second, you guys. I want the Rider Waite today. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. I want the Rider Waite. So, yeah, these feel right today. These feel right. Crisp, clear, loud and proud. Anyways, I won't even get into the news of the week yet because it's so all over the place and it's so crazy and it's so wild. Actually, you know what? I will get into it because I'm as you guys know, I'm a political buff kind of thing. and history buff. I love history. Love, love, love historical spaces. And that's why I'm also offering a trip. Yes, I have put together another phenomenal trip all through the historical spaces of where I grew up and some secret corners in Germany. And this trip is a vow release trip. So if you feel that you are still connected to the energies of here, right? Or you have something in your ancestral line, or you went through, you were burned as a witch. This is ground zero for all of it. And I will take you to those places and also show you where they still have books with names written in them and see if something shows up for you, if something releases for you. But there's so much to see and do. So if you feel called or triggered, then reach out and I'm more than happy to send you information on it. And it's going to be a very small group. I am only doing small groups or individual trips. I'm not the big tour girl, like that's not me. And because I'm really moving into deep spaces with people and I want to be there to hold that space. So only small groups, 5 to 7 people max, or individual trips one on one. Okay. So you let me know. But yes, this week. So what happened? Well, after the fiasco in Minneapolis, and I mean, there's so much happening all around the world, but the US is kind of eclipsing everything, right? So after the fiasco in Minneapolis and Minnesota, the Epstein files were dumped. Of course, I mean, bread and circuses, you guys. Yeah, that was right. And unfortunately, though, they threw, well, not really unfortunately, but I actually did a reading which I didn't post because right after I did the reading, they dropped the Epstein files. And in the reading that I did, it came out that the Trump would be sacrificed in a sense, or air quotes, okay? So that he would be kind of thrown to the wolves kind of thing. And then they came out with the Epstein files and I thought, "Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness." So of course everybody's debating this and the question is like people were calling for it, but the way they released it and like what's the end game here? What is the end game? And I think we already know what the end game is, but it would be absolutely horrible if it went that way, that any kind of uprising would be used, right, to suppress people further and call out some kind of a military takeover or what have you. And then you guys are literally, like Trump said, not voting anymore, right? So it's, I don't know. So we'll have a look with the cards, what the heck is going on. But we're also going to dive into this full moon in Ashlesha. And I'm saying Ashlesha because I am now studying, yes, I am studying Vedic astrology. I've wanted to do it for years. I love Vedic astrology. I love following the energy of the stars and what's actually in the sky above us. I went on a rant on my Facebook, and also, I think last week I spoke about it, where I was like, how are we saying Neptune is moving into Aries when we look up at the sky and it's still in Pisces? Like, that's deranged. And I'm thinking, like, whose timeline are we following, right? If we continue that, so this is another split that's happening, right, in realities. So if we see astrology, for example, the way I see it, as a programming language of, I wouldn't say of God, I wouldn't say that, but of whatever this is here, then whose language is it when we're saying Neptune is in Aries if it's actually in Pisces? And what does that do with our consciousness to disconnect from what's actually in the sky above, like what's happening around us, actually, to follow this other storyline? Because as you guys have noticed, we're all about the story. Everything is a story. Everything, your entire life is a story. What we're living right now is a story. It's the narrative that is so important. And this is why they control narratives. They try to control the narrative. This is a story, right? So, which story are we following and where is it leading? And what would it be if we stayed, because Aries is kind of a rush, right? It's this rushing energy. You rush to things. because it's bursting out of the gate. So, are we rushing into this new era because we want to escape what still needs to be dissolved and done in the long arc of Neptune and Saturn in Pisces? Because Neptune is going to stay in Pisces until 2038, around there, literally, if you're looking up at the sky. And Saturn, which is due to move into Aries in February, allegedly, according to tropical astrology, is going to be in Pisces, literally in the sky, until 2028. So, what happens to us when we disconnect from what's actually happening in the sky and we start following someone's story, especially when the story is from over 2000 years ago? So that's interesting to me, right? That's really interesting to me to tap into that and those energies. And I decided I want to know, right? And I've wanted to know for a long time. I've tended more towards Vedic astrology because the most accurate chart reading I've ever had in my life was through a Vedic astrologer when I went to see Mata Amritananda Mai, or Amma. And there was this Vedic astrologer there, and she blew my mind. I didn't say anything to her. She knew that I'd things in my life that were pretty specific. And ever since then, it kind of stuck with me. And tropical astrology is great. Like, it's very psychological, as we all know. But the accuracy of Vedic, it really impressed me. And so for years I wanted to learn Vedic astrology, but for me it was intimidating because I thought, oh, it's so complicated. And when I learn something, it's like I'm learning a whole new language. So it's not just the technicality of Vedic astrology, it's also about the myths and the legends and the culture and the lore and everything that feeds this mindset that I'm also trying to learn and opening myself up to. And so now I've finally decided now is the time. I'm done. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm taking you along with me. So, my second channel, which I'd opened, which I told you guys about, that I'd opened a second channel, that is dedicated to taking you on the journey with me. If you're on my Patreon, you'll be able to see it. You'll know where it is because I'm going to repost something today. But you'll be able to see it and join me on my Vedic journey. At first, I wasn't quite sure with the channel where it was going or what I was supposed to do. And then I realized, oh, that's my negative pole. That's not where I give, but that's where I'm sharing. We're walking together. We're all in the classroom together because I'd say advanced beginner, but I'd put myself squarely in the beginner. And you can just learn with me, right? Study group. Study group, book club over on Patreon. Yes. All right. Now I'm finally getting to this week's stuff. Okay. After all these things that I'm diving into. And this full moon in Ashlesha that I was talking about. And what I learned. So feel free to compliment this, fill in what you know about it, because like I said, I'm still studying it. I'm just learning it. But Ashlesha is quite an interesting nakshatra. And nakshatras, as you guys know, are the lunar mansions, the houses of the moon, right? And so this full moon that is happening today is in the sign of Ashlesha. And Ashlesha is the snake. It's the snake. And the snake it's Naga. So it's very dual, right? It's also the portal, the one portal in the lunar house, right? With all these mansions where evil is allowed to enter. This is the only portal that acknowledges the other side of creation or the other side of what is. And so through Ashalesha, poison can come into this world. And so this full moon is in the sign of poison. Okay. However, poison can also be a remedy. Okay. Poison can also be a remedy, right? So it completely depends. So you can utilize these energies as a remedy as well, because Aslisha allows you to go deep. It allows that which is within the deep to rise up, right? These things that are laying in your subconscious, all these nagas, to come up and to actually be visible so you can see it and heal it and make it go away or transform it. Transform it. So this full moon, it might trigger a lot in some of you. And we're going to go through Aries through to Pisces and see what it can trigger and what it can release But if you want to follow me for more, follow me on my Instagram or on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, where I'll be posting a lot about this. Okay. So let's dive into the overall energies of the full moon today and what's going on. And then I might, skip on over to the political side because all of a sudden I just ugh, I felt that popping up again. And it's of course it's leading somewhere, right? You know what? I'm going to do the politics first, then the moon, then the signs, and then you guys' questions, okay? Are you guys with me? I hope so. So let's dive in. So the last video I did, what came out that I didn't post that I was just talking about was that Trump would be thrown to the wolves kind of thing. And what else came out? That they weren't unhappy. They weren't unhappy at all. So I was looking at Nome. I was looking at the head of ICE that has now been iced out in California. I was looking at JD Vance. I was looking at Stephen Miller and of course Trump. And so I was looking at all of these, and the baseline, the bottom line of that reading was that they didn't seem unhappy, like with everything that was happening. Actually, with Christy Nome, the Ace of Cups came out. And the Ace of Cups is like this deep happiness, this deep contentment around something. So something was going according to plan. And I'm like, what is that plan? And what came up and out was that he would be thrown to the wolves. And I was like, it didn't make sense to me, right? It didn't make sense to me. So I put it away. And then the next day, they released the Epstein files with all the information unredacted on the victims, which is also quite interesting, this move. And yet, a lot of the so called perpetrators are still there, right? So okay, are redacted, sorry, are blacked out or what have you. So let's have a look what this plan is because it seems clear, but is it clear? Is it clear, right? And what are Americans going to do? Because I mean, they almost bumped off Bill Clinton for Monica Lewinsky, you know? And I remember when that scandal broke back then and it was like and people were acting like in the most hypocritical way as if they didn't know power corrupts and that this happens all the time on that level. Like everybody was so and this stuff with Obama and everybody's like but now this is happening and nobody's paying attention, nobody cares. That can't be right, right? So what's happening here? And let me know in the chat, you guys, where you are, where you're coming in from, and how you see the story of what's happening in the US. And let's see, United States. So we've got the King of Cups. Yeah. King of Cups is because somebody's in their fields. Give me more information, please. Who am I looking at here? They're feeling a judgment call. Okay. Somebody's in their fields because they're feeling judgment is coming. They're feeling like something is and this might be the might be. I don't know, right? I don't know yet. Let me pull one more card, then I'll know. Clarity, please. Who is this? Who is this King of Cups? Yeah. Somebody doesn't know what to do and they're fearing judgment. Okay. Somebody doesn't know what to do and they're fearing judgment. So they're fearing this hanged man. They're stuck here, and it feels like they're not receiving proper advice. Whoever's, or they're not taking in any advice at all. Yeah, this is the guy at the top, at the very top, at the tippy top, because this showed up for him in the other reading I did as well. That he's just going to continue business as usual and just do what he's always done and just continue on. And this is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is a pretty stubborn guy. Like the positives, of course, he's loyal, he's enduring, all of that. But the negatives is that this guy's armored up to the hilt. Nothing gets to him, nothing phases him, nothing stops him. He just keeps moving like a slow train. And there's no feeling with this one at all because he's so armored, he can't connect anymore, he can't feel anymore. So this is also, if it's coupled with immaturity, my narcissist card, right? And so this feels like he's just going to continue doing what he's doing. He is nervous, yes, right? Because he's worried about some kind of judgment, but he also knows that things have been suspended. You know what? As I'm reading this, I'm getting the feeling he knew this was coming. There must be such a battle behind the scenes, you guys. There must be such a battle. And I was telling you that he got his hands on this information and started blackmailing people. That's I don't know, but that's what I'm feeling. Could be completely wrong. Not blackmailing people, no, 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 but using it against them in a certain way. Like, I have this information. And I feel like it was now all of a sudden what came was that this information he needed to get to it because it also contained information about him and he needed to get control over it. So there's this whole thing that is happening behind the scenes and it's just wild. Wild. Netflix would chew themselves up to get to this story. That's what I'm feeling coming in here. So, how's this going to continue? How is this going to continue? Again, if you guys have any questions, please post it in the chat and I will get to it regarding the story, regarding anything that happened this week, anything current events-ish, okay? So he's going to continue. The fight's going to continue. Yeah, he's going to stand up for himself. He's going to use law and justice as much as he can, but there is a small team that is working with him or available here, okay? So that's pretty much it. Nothing's going to change. It's news and it's going to be in the news for a week or two and then it's going to disappear, but people know the consequences now. They're fully aware of what could happen if they jump the gun in in making things happen. So I feel like the US is not going to respond, right? They're just going to let it slide. They're just going to let it go because if they jump the gun now, the consequences would be too dire. But come October at the midterms, mm-mm-mm-mm, what's going to happen at the midterms? What's going to happen at the midterms? What's going to happen? Yeah. There's somebody else that's popping up. I don't know who this is, but people are going to run with him. Okay. Somebody else is coming up. Like I said, I don't know who this is. This is the King of Wands energy. Ace of Cups is bringing a brand new message. I would also say that this person is younger. And because I have a soft spot for him, I want to say someone like Zoran Mamdani, but of course it won't be Mamdani. So, but somebody else is coming up, and they're younger, and they have a loose lips. Okay, they fast talking, that kind of thing. They can they shoot off before they think. All right, so let's have a look at this moon and see what's coming up here. Let's have a look at this moon. Full moon in Ashlesha today. Ooh. Moon of the Naga. Oh, by the way, the Naga. So there's this story, right? There's this story that Hanuman, I don't even know it that well. All I remember is that Hanuman, the monkey god, he fought some other god. So if you know the story, please let me know. And he had to go through a tunnel to get to the land of the Naga to save this other god that he was actually fighting for. And that tunnel went all the way through the earth to the other side of the earth. And that's where the land of the Naga was, across from Hanuman's country, which was India. So, guess what lies right all the way across, if you would draw a line from one side to the other, is apparently Mexico. So Mexico, we know, is tied to serpent creatures, and but also further south, I think it was El Salvador. They found this one town or one village in the jungle that used to honor a monkey god. Monkey gods aren't really a thing in Latin America in the pre-cultures, so this was quite unique to find that. So I always wondered, is there something to it? Is there something to it? And the town that I lived in, San Miguel de Allende, it's just south of Guanajuato. And there, they, I knew these people that were saying that there was still underground mines that were being used by reptilians because there were a lot of silver mines there. And silver used to be the top export out of Mexico. And it used to be that 98% of the world's silver came out of Mexico. And so some of the mines there are now defunct, but people still hear noises and see lights at night. Oh, so this moon of the Naga, moon of the Naga. Let's see here. Full moon. And what's coming up in the full moon today? Whew. Yes. Yes, crunchy. I'm telling you guys, it's getting crispy, crispy. We've got the Page of Swords. So brutal, fast, swift messages. We've got more messages, the Eight of Wands, sorry, here. And we've got this transformation, the Death card. Okay. So things are coming to a head. This moon is really going to let things speed up. Let things speed up. But once again, I don't feel like the US is going to explode just yet. Not yet. Something is holding back, is holding things in, containing things. Yes, people are going to be feeling a lot of things. Yes, you're going to hear a lot of people talking. But like I said in the last video, it's going to be everybody's still yelling at each other over their garden fence, right? But is it going to come to a complete meltdown, show stopping? No, 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 not yet. Not yet. People are too careful. So this to me is telling me there's a lot in the air. Okay. We've got the air, fire in the air with the Eight of Wands. We've got another air. So a lot of talk, a lot of tension, a lot of atmosphere, a lot in the air. But this transfer about transformation. And we see that it's about because it's literally about, it's closing it in. And that something has come to an end. Okay. And there might be news of a transition. Okay. Somebody transitioning or somebody significant transitioning. And there might be concern and worry about someone significant that they might transition, could transition, possibly could be transitioning. Okay, so that's what this moon is going to and I'm hedging because you know who I'm talking about. Okay, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay, but there will be talk around that. That's what these cards are saying. Here we have the Six of Swords moving on. So we've got people moving on from something and being disappointed, moving on from disappointment. Okay. It's almost like, okay, we can't take them seriously anyways. They don't affect our daily lives anyways. So I'm just going to move on from this. And the lesson learned is to say no, and sometimes to work on your own stuff, right? Not to expect saving from anyone and whatever, somebody offers you, if it doesn't feel 100% right or true, just say no to it. And it seems like this is going to be a collective message as well, that the collective is kind of getting into that mind space or mindset of we've got to take care of this ourselves. We've got to deal with this ourselves. We've got to do this ourselves. Okay. And let's dive in. Aries through to Pisces. Aries through to Pisces. Okay. What is this moon triggering in each sign, please? What is this moon triggering in each sign? Aries. And watch these from your moon sign, okay? From your moon sign, not your sun sign, not your rising sign, from your moon sign. All right. Okay, so Aries moon. This is, and 1 second here. 1 second. Just checking. Okay, so this here is all about your inner security. You've got the 10 of Cups and you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is indicating like a new start or a new beginning of things, right? New opportunities. And it could totally be that there is some kind of turbulence around that new beginning or new opportunity. Could be that you want a new beginning or a new opportunity. Okay. And it feels like this moon will trigger you into wanting to say, I'm done. I want to start over. I'm going to close this off. It was nice, but I'm out. And going in search of emotional happiness. But I feel like take your time, ground yourself. It's just the moon triggering your moon and to relax, right? Relax. Take a deep breath in. And remember that the moon works the strongest 3 days before and 3 days after. So just breathe through these 6 days of the full moon and then make your choice and make your decision. Look at things again. Okay. Taurus, what's coming up for you? Taurus. Taurus, please. Okay, a Taurus, for you, it might be around your work, right? We've got the three of pentacles here. So this might be around your work. And it might be that there's some anxiety that you have around your work, anxiety around your colleagues, your place of work, having work, what you work, how you work, something like that, right? So there may be some triggers that happen as a way of that through your colleagues. And there might be some short travel as I look at the road here. Okay. And you also may be feeling like easily triggered, thin skinned. So it's best to slow down because remember that this is Ashlesha, this full moon. So whatever's in your deep subconscious, it's going to wiggle its way to the top. So see it as a moment where you get to actually see what's down there and how you actually act, how you actually respond, how what programming actually shows up in what situation, and utilize it as an opportunity to change, to shift, to grab the snake, right, and to throw it, release it, and to really pull something deep, some kind of a deep programming out. Okay. So don't see this, even though they might irritate you, your friends, your colleagues, your people on the street, on the road, whatever, they might trigger you. But take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and say, you are going to be my path to greatness. You are going to show me how to be my highest self. You are going to show me where I allow things to step into my consciousness that I don't consciously take control of or I'm fully aware of. And you're helping me see that now. Okay. So it's a perfect opportunity for you, Taurus. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Oh, okay. So three cards fell out. First of all, your card fell out. Your card fell out, Gemini. And it's 1 second. Your card fell out, the Lovers and the Page of Swords and the Six of Wands. It feels like, you're going to win an argument, quite literally. There's something about your the way that you express or the way that you show up that is deeply, it can be hurtful. Like sometimes triggers, we're too easy on ourselves. We call everything, oh, you were just triggered. No, you were hurtful. Okay. You were hurtful. And but it feels like there's going to be some kind of a reconciliation here. You'll be able to reconcile, you'll be able to move on, and someone is willing to forgive and forget. Like you and the relationship to you is more important to them than what was said or done. And so it's going to give you this feeling of strength and clarity moving forward. And you like to have things in a certain balance, right? You like to have things settled. You don't want to live in a space of constant quarreling or arguments or energetic tension. So this is going to be like a stone falls off your chest, off your shoulders. You're going to be like, but the thing is, you've gained clarity about yourself. You've realized about yourself, right? Exactly how you truly are. So that's the biggest thing about triggers too, is sometimes they go both ways and sometimes they shatter our own self-image. It's not about, oh, I'm hurt. It's also I see myself completely different now. I'm aware now of how I disrupt peace or how I disrupt relationships, right? Because that's what the Page of Swords does is disrupt. And you're going to feel quite on top of things moving forward. You're also going to recognize your desire to win at all costs. So it's very important that you keep that awareness high so you always know in what consciousness am I working in what consciousness am I doing this in or saying this in, what's my real goal here, what am I really trying to accomplish here. Okay, very 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 important, and to recognize your true subconscious drives. Okay, yeah. Cancer, what's coming up for you? Cancer. Cancer. Cancer, we've got, yeah. Oof, 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 oof. So the the moon is in Cancer in tropical, right? So Ashlesha is a portion of Cancer. It's a very narrow portion of Cancer, and it's actually quite rare. So it's quite a rare moon that we have, and it's one of the most powerful in this year of 2026, from what I've been learning. So really utilize those energies. So Cancer, first, it'll be in your first house, and this is a very strong emotional wave. Okay. And with emotional waves, it's really important to focus on grounding yourself. Now, Cancer has an issue also with enmeshment. You guys love to get all enmeshed in other people and other people in you. And sometimes the boundaries are not quite clear. And because there are unclear boundaries, there are sometimes obfuscations, the Seven of Swords, otherwise known as lies, omissions. So it could be that somebody feels that way about you, that you're not quite being quite clear, or that you feel that way about someone. Why aren't they being clear? And the reason is like some people don't want to hurt you or they don't want to get into it with you. And for you, it's you need to realize your boundaries. Okay. And so this is a beautiful actually setup where you get to actually work on being free, on liberating yourself from the expectations of others, but also placing expectations on others, from the demands of others, but also demanding stuff from others, and where you get into realizing, where do I do that? Where do I try to get away with doing stuff like that? And where you can let this habit go. Okay. So for you, Cancer, it's focus on yourself, right? And really make sure that you say to yourself as a mantra, oh, what you can do is envision another person taking a step away from you. Okay. So if you feel like someone is overwhelming you or coming too much into your energy, take a deep breath in, close your eyes, and imagine this person in front of you and how they take a step back. Okay. And you can say to yourself, I do not need to be enmeshed with you in order to connect with you. Okay. I don't need to be enmeshed with you in order to connect with you. Very, very, very important. Yeah. Okay. Don't take anything personally here. All righty. Then Leo. What's coming up for Leo? Leo, this moon is in your 12th house. So something might be slapping you from behind. Okay. And we've got the Five of Wands and the World card, something disturbing your peace. Can you see that? You think you're at peace, but there's something underneath that is totally disrupting your peace. See? You're peaceful, and then ding, the struggle with the Five of Wands here. So, because it's in the 12th house, it could be that old emotional gunk comes up that you haven't quite fully resolved. Five of Wands, secrets that you're fighting to keep kept. Five of Wands, subconscious patterns that are sabotaging to you. Five of Wands. And it might be that your sleep is affected, that you're going to have a little bit of difficulty sleeping around this time. So it's an excellent time, though, to dive into 12th house issues, meditate, rest, withdraw, let yourself drift, dream. Okay. and float. Even astral traveling could be a thing for you. Okay, this is a perfect time for you with this moon. Do that and utilize the time to really deepen your connection to your true self, your higher self, to source. Moving on to Virgo. Virgo, what's coming up for you with this full moon in Ashlesha? And don't forget, you guys, if you are welcome to those of you that are new to my channel, please click like, subscribe, of course. And if you would like me to answer a question of yours, just click on the link at the top of the chat where it says pre-book your question, and I will see it. And once I'm through the signs, I'm going to be diving into answering your questions, whatever they may be. So, Virgo, let's see what's coming up for you, Virgo moon. And we've got, yeah, Virgo, we've got the first card is the Chariot. Ooh, somebody wants to be independent. Yeah. And we've got the Eight of Wands. Okay. Somebody wants to, you're fighting to go out on your own. Okay. You're fighting to do things on your own. And it might be that you're fighting for independence, you're fighting for, just being able to stand on your own 2 feet or doing things your way. And you're also fighting about visibility, the struggle with visibility and being seen exactly for who you are, what you are, and so on and so forth. And it might be that you're struggling for gas in the tank for your chariot so you can like move forward. So money issues are something else as well. Communication issues with the Eight of Wands. You might be having difficulty expressing yourself, or that people are seeing you the way that you truly are, or stating your truth, or people might be finding it hard to get to you, right? Because you've walled yourself off. So I want to say this is a time for you to just chill. Okay, Virgo? And not a time to move forward or make any huge big steps right now. Just stay still, stay quiet, just breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Before you do anything, think things through. Don't shoot from the hip. Okay. Don't go posting online if somebody annoyed you. Don't do that. Don't do any online drama. Don't get into stalking your ex. Don't get into any financial decisions that would throw you into independence, but then also throw you into something much, much deeper. Yeah. Like let this ride through and then make your decisions, and they will be much better for you. Okay. Moving on to Libra. Libra, what's coming up for you? Ooh, and the two popped out right away. And what did you get, Libra? You got the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. I'm going to pull one more because these are cards we all don't want. And you've also got the Chariots. So one more. And you've got the Ace of Wands, New Beginning. All right. So you get the 4 cards here. Okay. So it feels like there's a decision to be made with this full moon. Everything might feel super emotionally heavy. You may be feeling disillusioned, Three of Swords. You may be feeling detached or not seen, not heard, rejected, not acknowledged. That's the Five of Pentacles. People are not letting you be who you are, Five of Pentacles. And it could be that you're over analyzing stuff, Three of Swords, thinking about things way too much and trying to make a sudden decision, the Chariot, that would get you out of the situation that you're in. But the key is to trust that the Ace of Wands is coming. There's nothing you need to do. There's nothing that you need to push for or make happen. The Ace of Wands, or a new beginning, is on its way with this moon. And all you need to do is let the old close off. Okay. It's important that you find closure. You allow things to close before you dive into something new, before you open yourself up to something new, because otherwise you're probably going to drag the old stuff with you in this chariot, kind of like the cans just married and they're all cans from last week. You don't want that. So, yeah, trust that this Ace of Wands is coming, and believe in that, have faith in that, do a vision board with that, and let it come to you. Okay. Another thing is that work, because this is happening in your 10th house. So, work could feel overwhelming, and you may be looking for a new job or a new outlet or a new way to earn your coins. And there is a new option and opportunity coming for you. And this opportunity, though, is you have to encounter it. So, as you're in your chariot moving forward, that's when you're going to encounter it. If you this is only for your job. If you don't take certain steps towards the newness, uh, you'll still encounter it, but it's like the universe wants you to take action on your intuition and your inspiration. Okay. Scorpio. Once again, you guys, watching this from your moon sign. Okay. Watching this from your moon sign. Scorpio, this is in your ninth house. So your beliefs are going to be strained here, right? With this full moon. Your emotional beliefs, stuff around your father. You might be planning a long journey, thinking about a long journey. And it's important for you to avoid big emotional, spiritual, or educational decisions right now, which might snow in because you're supposed to ignore them, right? So you're like, I'm trying, Carlene, but they're all around me. And once again, the faith steps in. Small steps, eight of coins, whatever it is that you're doing, become meticulous at. Okay. So just keep doing what you're doing. Wax on, wax off, chop wood, carry water, let things unfold. And whatever it is that you're doing, continue doing, become an expert at it. Avoid big, huge changes right now. You've also got the Nine of Swords, so I know that you're overthinking things. I know that you're thinking way too much about something, some decision. And probably also some of you are trying very hard to dive into emotional themes or spiritual or occult themes, right? So this is the one who tries hard to see when they're doing remote viewing. They're really like, and remote viewing is something that comes to you. You allow it to come to you, but you're like reaching, right? So your eyes open and you're reaching for it. That's the Nine of Swords. You're trying too hard. And it's time to just whoosh, let it go. Let it go. And if it comes back, it was meant for you. If it doesn't, it wasn't. And you've lost nothing because you had nothing to begin with. So it's just letting life unfold, letting life carry you, trusting in life that you're going to be brought to the right place at the right time, and releasing any and all concepts and ideas that you were crutching on that you thought was going to get you where you wanted to go. And trust that life and where it wants to bring you is going to be much, much better for you. Okay. Moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. What's coming up for you, Sag? This is in your eighth house. And ooh, the energy for Sagittarius, we've got the High Priestess and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. So this is a deep, like this moon can go deep with you. Like this deep, all of a sudden I saw tar like stuck on a wall, and you're able to scrape it off. So there's some deep emotional residue that's still there, Sag, that you weren't ever able to clear and you just got used to it and carried around with you. Okay. And it may be tied to big secrets, deep fears, emotional overwhelm that pops up when you dive into it. And it's connected to beliefs that you have now. And you realize that something's got to give, something's got to shift, and it will shift. But you've got to stay calm and grounded, just like the Knight of Pentacles, and trust that just your inner awareness, that inner eye, just becoming aware of what is, even that awareness is going to be enough. It's going to be enough and it's going to clear things up for you. Okay. It's going to be enough and it's going to scrape that tar off the wall. It's going to be enough just you looking at what arises. You don't have to trigger anything to arise. It's really going to come up, but it's going to trigger experiences and emotions that allow you to transform. So don't get carried away by it. Stay grounded and realize this is coming up now for my own highest good, for my best experience. And then let things settle. It's going to work out for you. Okay. All right. Moving on to Capricorn. Cappies. And this full moon in Ashlesha. What's coming up? This is in your seventh house. When the moon is in the seventh house and the stars align with Mars or something. But you've got the Eight of Wands. message. And yeah, something's stuck here with the hanged man. Maybe you've been waiting for a message, waiting to hear from someone, patiently waiting for your message here. And here it is. But it feels like the hangman, or you're receiving a message you don't know what to do with. You heard something from someone you don't know what to do. You received an internal message, some kind of an inspiration, you don't know what to do with it. And you're just thinking things through. You're staying calm, you're rolling it around, you're trying to see, what should I do? And you're pretty good at letting your emotions settle. And that's exactly what you need to do right now because there's something incoming and it's going to land like a bomb. Okay. There's something coming in, some kind of a message, some kind of an information, and you are going to want to take your time to think things through before you respond. Okay. It would behoove you to take your time to think things through before you respond because this is going to cause a wave in whatever partnership, friendship, relationship this affects. So try to avoid fights, try to avoid committing to something right now, try to avoid drastic decisions. Don't move out of desperation. Don't move out of desperation. Don't move out of frustration, fear, anxiety, worry. Let your emotions settle first. Super important. Take the time to think about things and think things through. Don't think you have to have the answer right away. Sagittarius. Oh no, we did Sag. Sorry, Aquarius. Aquarius. This moon is in your sixth house. So it might trigger stress around your health, routines, difficult people, debts. Avoid any legal or financial obligations, right? Obligation. No, don't. Don't. Sorry. Don't avoid your obligations. No. Avoid commitments. So don't sign off on anything new or fresh right away. Okay. Give it time. Focus on rest and making your life more simple. There's something that, what's coming up for you, Aqua? You've got also the Five of Pentacles. Someone else had that as well. There's something that I feel about your digestive system, just intuitively, that's coming to me. Your digestive system, okay? There's something you need to, I don't want to say have more discipline around that, but it feels like, yeah, have more discipline around that. Something needs time to heal, okay? Feels like things are hitting your gut hard and you have to say no to certain things or people. Have you guys noticed that sometimes when you've been dealing with people, or specific people, all of a sudden you start feeling sick, like your gut starts rolling, you start feeling, so this is what I'm picking up with you. You really have to stop making excuses and honestly trust your gut, trust your system and what it's telling you about certain spaces that you're moving through or are in. Because people there are not seeing you fully for who you are. They're not seeing your shine. They're not recognizing that. And it's time for you to let that go. Okay. It's time for you to drop that so that you say no. You're the one in control and you say no to people that don't see you. Okay. That don't recognize you, that don't see your shine, your gifts, your glitter, your sparkle, that don't see it. And it's kind of like you're in this situation where you're trying to prove your worth, your value, that you're lovable. Spirit's like, no, man, no. Shake the dust off your feet and move on. Now, Pisces, Pisces moon. If your moon is in Pisces, what's coming up for you under this Ashlesha Naga serpent moon? What is it that you need to know? This is in your fifth house, so it's definitely going to trigger some things, yeah? And we've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Pisces, a lot is coming up for me with this combo here. Okay. But the Hierophant is, of course, tradition. It's spiritual understanding as well. So there's a newness in your spiritual understanding. There's a newness in your traditional way of doing things, your own traditions, if you will, that are coming in. There's something deep that you're finally changing that has been like a ritual to you up until now, but now you're going to do things differently. Whether it's telling yourself you're not enough and this moon is going to trigger it so bad that you're saying, "Okay, I can't go down that road. That's not where I belong. That's not mine." And you change that about yourself. Now, emotions tied to your children, if you have children, are going to come up. Romance, of course. with you Pisces right now. And the Hierophant is also a marriage card. So there is the opportunity here with the Ace of Pentacles that something deeper might happen in your relationship, that your relationship is going into the next level if you're in one. Creativity, new beginnings, speculation. But with this moon, it's not the time for emotional risks with money or love. Okay. So it's a time for your spiritual practice, though, as we can tell with the Hierophant. It's the perfect time for your spiritual practice. So do that. And decide on one road and don't cherry pick and don't switch your gurus and your teachers up all the time. You just do the one thing and see where it brings you, see what unfolds. Okay. And you guys, so the last thing I'll leave you with, the mantra for this full moon is observe and release. Observe and release. Witness. I'm going to call you guys witnesses because this is what we're doing, right? We're witnessing everything that's happening. There's not always a call to change something, right? And change has something, changing something also has to do with control. And if we're really surrendered to, it doesn't mean that we allow everything to happen and just say it's karma. Like that's not the pathway either. But it's also discernment, knowing when to jump in and when to just be witnesses, right? So observe and release, observe and release, observe and release, observe and release. Yeah. All right. So, Ellen, I'm kind of low energy today. Girl, I'm telling you, I've been doing supplements, everything, supplements, and oh my gosh, all the B vitamins, D vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium. Like that's my regimen. Regimen. Omega 3s, getting up there. Alrighty, so if you guys have any questions, please check the link at the top of this chat. And if you have any questions that are personal, go to the link at the top of this chat. If you have questions around current events or the society that we're currently in, living in, I'll just post it in the chat and I'll get to it. All right. So, yeah, let's see here. And thank you, those of you that are kind enough to support and to go through the questions at the top. Thank you so, so very much. And while I'm doing that and preparing for the questions, I just want to shout out to everybody on my Patreon. Thank you. I know that some of you have been there for years, and I am so like, I had to think about that a couple days ago where I was like, whoa, like some of you I've known longer than my friends, you are my friends, right? You are my friends. And so it's yeah, it's wild. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I just want to say thank you. And thank you to all the people on my Patreon. And I'm just going to let them run here. Every single one of you. I'm giving hugs, sending blessings. May you be blessed now and forevermore, and all the generations after. And oh yeah, let me just do a little bit of a smudge here. A little bit of a smudge. And for those of you that are going to be on my Patreon as well, to past and future, and those of you that were, thank you. Thank you. Mm. And feel yourself be blessed. Yeah. Alrighty. So let's get to your questions. And once again, the link is at the top. So if you have any, go right ahead. And I'll just let this run through as I work on the questions. Okay. Erin, your annual performance evaluation. Yeah, your work. Ooh, your work. Okay. Annual performance evaluation. Let's see here. Erin Liu. Erin, you've got a lot of power. Okay. Um, the first card that fell out is the Magician. Okay. You've got a lot of power here. And that power is incredible. So there's a lot you can do towards making things go well for you. Let's put it that way. And one of the things no, Aaron De Silva, whatever. No, De Silva, what was his first name again? You guys know. But Paul De Silva, was it that? He had this meditation where you speak to the highest self of the people that you're working with, of your supervisors, right? So you imagine a room. Of course, you go into your meditative space, you imagine a room, and in this room, you're sitting on a chair, and across from you is the highest self of your supervisor or whoever you want to connect with. Okay. And you just start talking with them. You listen to what they have to say to you. You say to them what you need to say freely, right? No holds barred, because this is the goodness of your supervisor. And watch what happens in the coming days. So if I'd known this, I would have told you start doing this like 3 days before, but it's still powerful if you do it now. And you'll be able to influence the situation, not influence your supervisor unethically. We don't want to do that, right? But because you're able to speak truth to the highest part of them that is able to communicate with you and accept that truth and still stay in a perfect communication, it's going to work out beautifully. Okay. And that's what I see here is your child, your inner child, and their inner child connecting. And look at your final card. I can't even. I just got to put out this. I can't even. Okay, so it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be absolutely fine. Yeah. All right. And let's go to the next question. And Danny, can I have an advice card for the week, please? Absolutely, Danny. Good to see you too, Venusian goddess. Good to see you too. Yes. Okay, Danny, advice card for the week. Advice card for Danny for the week. Danny, it feels like you've got a lot on your mind. Yeah, and this one person is showing up really strongly. So I've got a King of Wands here. I don't know who this is, and I've got the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is usually having, a romanticized view of things, seeing things through pink colored glasses, right? It can be romance, but it can also be choice, making the right choices, doing the right things, and having a choice in this situation. So there seems or someone has choices, someone has options. That's another thing that could be happening. But I want you to focus on your power to take action. That's what I want you to focus on. Okay. And your power to make the right choice, to take the right action, to do the right thing for yourself. And it feels like something needs to change. Okay. Something needs to change. Somewhere in your life, you have to say, okay, this is it. I'm done. I'm done treating myself like this. I'm done not owning my own power. I'm done not making the decisions I need to make for myself. I'm done not standing up for myself. I'm done not walking away when I should have walked away. And this doesn't even have to do necessarily with a romantic relationship, just in general. Okay. So I'm done not doing what I need to do. Yeah. All right. So that's what's coming up for you this week, Danny. Okay, enjoy. And I feel like because I actually like this card, so many people are like, but I feel like some of the positive cards are a lot more like one card I absolutely do not, I can't. because I've done so many readings and everybody expects this to be a fantastic card. Yeah. Okay. Just saying. Like I prefer this. I prefer the tower. It's not, these are not bad ones. These are not bad ones. Okay. But another card that is kind of negative that I don't really is this one. It's kind of so, but you getting this one, Danny, you're good. Okay. It's just you need to make the change. The power is in your hands. And that's a positive thing because the change is not coming from the outside. We don't want the change coming from the outside. Trust me. Okay. All right. I'm trying to look in the camera, but it's not like here's the camera. And for some reason, it's showing my face like this. So, anyways, let's see here. Um, Bossy Megs. I'd like to know what it is about Marcus that is manifesting in my life during this season. What it is about Marcus, what it is with that name. You guys, we all know Marcuses, right? We all know Marcus. What is it with that name? There are specific names that just, there's Jason. Jason is a name where I'm like, ugh, every time I hear Jason, I know there's trouble. You know, I just know there's trouble. Josh, that's another one. I just know there's trouble. And what's another one? And Marcus is one of those where I'm like, that name for me immediately it triggers detachment. Isn't that weird? I feel like he's detached. Okay. So let me see here. What is coming up for Megan and Marcus? The overall energy. Megan, but this is good for you, okay? This is good for you. I can't today. This is good for you. And Page of Pentacles. So there's a serious offer that is coming in, okay? There's a serious offer that is coming in and a serious opportunity that's coming up for you. You also have the magician, Megan. You have the magician. And I feel like this is tricky for you. This is really tricky because you're used to being independent, making your own choices, making your own decisions. You want things to be fair. You want things to be even and equal, and you're willing to fight for it. Five of Swords. But when you fight for stuff, mm. So it's about you learning to rein yourself in here, okay? It's about you learning to sometimes wait, not say what's on your heart or on your mind, but just wait and then say it, okay? And just give yourself that time to pause. Give yourself that time to breathe because this is the overall energy. Like there is a serious, some kind of a serious opportunity here for happiness in the home, for peace, but old habits can make that, yeah. Okay, especially when you feel injustice. This is the problem. When you get triggered and things feel unjust to you, then yeah, you can clear the table. So it's you taking a deep breath in, okay? Let me see. Yeah, that's what Marcus is kind of teaching you. Okay, kind of teaching you to be able to walk with someone else, walk with people, walk with people. If that wasn't clear, just let me know because I know that's kind of difficult. Okay. All right, Sarah. Sarah, what is my ex-boyfriend's feelings towards me? And reaching out and reconciliation. Sarah, reaching out, reconciliation, ex-boyfriend. We've got the Nine of Cups. I think he'd be really happy to hear from you. That's what I'm picking up now. Okay. Really happy. We've got the Nine of Cups and we've also got the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles might be you, someone who's solid, someone who's in her middle, who's in her peace. And but there's yeah, this is good. So we've got the this here. And so there's ambivalence, but you really don't need to worry. He's going to be really happy to hear from you. Okay? He's going to be really happy to hear from you. So if you just send a short message and say, "Hey, he's going to be happy to hear it." He's open to it now. The energy is open now. Like the door is opened. So whatever he was going through before, it's not that it's closed off or what have you. It's now softened. His walls have softened and the doors have opened. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, Page of Cups. Okay. So gentle, slow, easy, no pressure. Overcome your anxieties, the moon, and victory. Okay. Six of Wands. All right. So it's going to work out for you. All right. Christiana, baby, beautiful. Am I headed in the right direction to clear off my stuff? After evaluating all of my assets, I can get really close to paying off everything. However, this will leave very little savings, just a bit concerned. Pay it off. Pay it off. Pay it off. And with your savings, you guys, now is the time to invest. If you have 5 cents to rub together, try and throw it into some kind of a pot. Do your research. Do your research. Absolutely. But and now is the time because things are going to pop off over the next couple of years, and it's going to be the growth and all of that is going to be insane. It's just going to be off the charts. And now it's going to dip for the next little while. So use that to get in, because afterwards it's going to go straight up. Straight up. Okay? Straight up. Okay. Let me see here. Should she pay off her debt? And what's going on? Seven of Cups. Yeah, you've been overthinking your choices. We've got the Seven of Cups, which is a choice, and the choices that you can make and can do. Yeah. And you've also got the Moon, the Five of Coins, and the Page. So being very concerned, and this literally echoes your question. The moon is concern, worry, fear, but the moon also represents stuff that isn't there, because remember that what you made, you can always make again because you just made it. You just did it. You did it on, you just did it, right? And you've got the Five of Pentacles. You don't want to go hungry. You won't. And the Page of Wands. You also don't want to start over fresh again from zero, which is completely understandable, completely and totally. But it's if you can clear off at least half, invest the other half, and then use the winnings to clear off the rest, you know, like depending on how much you have. Okay. And but you can, there are ways where you can get around paying everything off at once. So if that's really not an option for you, you really feel like not comfortable with it, the Page of Cups is popping up for you. Do little bites, little bits and pieces moving forward. Okay. But what you do need to do is stop overthinking it. Okay. Make a decision, make a plan, stick with it. All right. But either way, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. So I'm not picking up anything negative that is going to happen to you whatsoever. Okay. It's all fear. It's all fear. The final card for you, Christiana, is the Nine of Pentacles, which is happiness and joy and satisfaction with what you have hard earned, hard worked, and achieved. Yes. Yes. All right. So if there are any more questions that you have, the link is at the top of the chat. Those of you that are new in the chat, on this live, welcome. Welcome to my channel. So happy to see you here. So happy to have you here. I'll be on for another 10 minutes, you guys. So if you have any questions regarding what's going on in the world or yourself, if it's yourself, the link is at the top. If it's what's going on in the world and affecting us all, just throw it into the chat and I'll get right to it. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, what I'm up to, please let me know. And I will be happy to let you know. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let you know about two things right now while I'm waiting. And that is number one, on February 13th, Feb 13th, I am doing an aura reading workshop. Yay! Yay! And it's going to be fun and light and happy and easy in these heavy, heavy times. So we'll just be diving into our auras and feeling the softness of healing. Oh, things being removed out of our auras, good intentions, goodwill being planted into our auras, and the ramifications of that, and how things work out for us. It's only €50, and it's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern, so on Feb 17th. And I chose the 17th intuitively, and then afterward, oh, 13th, excuse me. No, the 17th is something else. Sorry, I'll get to that. I'm jumping ahead. It's on the 13th, and I think that's a Friday, Friday the 13th. So I love Fridays the 13th. So make sure you're there because the energy is going to be beautiful. And I'm intentionally creating a very soft, beautiful space. Beginners are more than welcome. Don't feel that you have to be some kind of advanced expert or what have you. We're really going back to the basics. But if you are an advanced expert, then you'll appreciate going back to the basics and going back to the foundations and doing things from the top again and really digging into it, really, refining your gift, refining your ability, and maybe discovering some new ones. Now, it's not just aura reading that we're focusing on. I just put that on the poster, but it's more about connecting with energy, actually, right? And aura reading and playing with your aura is the first thing that you can do. But we're going to be sending each other energy balls, colors, thoughts, good wishes and intentions, of course, and that quite literally, and seeing how it feels. But we'll also be playing with oracle cards and pendulums, and it's going to be tons of fun. So make sure you're there. Then the second one, and this is on the 17th, that I chose intuitively on the 17th. And then when I checked the date to see, okay, why was I called to it and doing the fire horse? On the 17th, turns out there's a full moon eclipse. Full, is there full a solar eclipse, not a full moon eclipse? My God, a solar eclipse, and it's going to be pretty interesting energies. Yeah. So this eclipse can only be seen from the Antarctic, as far as I remember. Is it a solar eclipse or a full moon? I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I don't know. I'm so like all over the place right now. But there is an eclipse. Check it out. And it's going to be stellar energy. And I chose that date completely intuitively. Like, it was just, this feels right for this. And we're going to dive into the fire horse energies of 2026. And if we get up on this horse, where will it take us? Where can we end up? What can we speed up? What can we expedite? What can we burn? What can we burn down? What bridges can we just burn so we don't keep going in circles? And it's going to be fun. Another fun, fiery get together. Then the third thing I want to share with you that I've been planning is this telekinesis workshop. Yay, with Brian Lahr. Brian has been incredible, an incredible mentor, friend of sorts. On my development journey, he's taught me quite a lot. And I'm so happy to be working with him. This telekinesis workshop is going to be off the chain because the first one we did years ago was off the chain. And people had successes. People had successes. We were working hard, and Brian puts in so much into his workshops, and he does a lot more than what he writes or says he does. And so the first workshop we did, 2018, 2019, people were turning their little antennas all around their salad bowls. It was amazing. And at the end of it, this one lady, she manifested salt into her glass. We couldn't believe it. I didn't, it wasn't me. I wish I could say it was me, but it wasn't. But she did, and it was wild. So this is always a lot of fun because Brian's personality is also super trippy and just really wild. So be there or be square or whatever you say. And then, like I said before, like I was saying in the beginning, I am planning a trip, you guys. Yes, 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 yes. A trip to Germany. and you can come visit me here where I grew up, and I'll be taking you to the diverse corners that are going to be super liberating energetically and also possibly awaken past life aspects of yourself or ancestral aspects, memories of yourself, or deeper energies that connect into the deeper earth realms. And if you're interested, I'm only planning a small group or one on one. And just let me know and I'll send you all the information. Okay. Last year, we went to the south of France on a Mary Magdalene tour. And on Patreon, I'll be starting the Mary Magdalene series. You can also see the Mary Magdalene tour on Patreon, where I uploaded a video for it. So if you're interested, check it out. Okay. That's what I've been doing. So let's see. What else is there? Yay. Ellie, just a quick message to say your craftings are really Thank you. And I'm currently finding a quiet space and time to work with them. It's been a bit crazy this week. Thank you so much. Thank you. I sincerely appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. And Venusian Per Goddess got a high yield last year with a little savings. I had the best thing I did for myself in bonds. Please do it. Yes. See, there you go. There you go, Christiana. Do it. Get yourself savvy on where to put like a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little. And pay back a little, earn a little, make your money work for you. All righty. Any other questions, you guys? I have 3 more minutes and then it's exactly 90 minutes that I'll be on my live. So if you have a question, now is the time. Now is the time. Yeah. And if you would like to see my other channel where I'll be learning Vedic astrology along with you guys, or you learning it along with me, I'll just be sharing my pathway. Please check out my Patreon and you'll find a link there. And otherwise, I will see you over on Patreon, hopefully, in a couple minutes, because I'm just going to grab some tea and then I'll be diving into the book club and the first book that we're all going to be reading together and seeing where it takes us. Seeing where it takes us. I'm so excited about that because that's another thing I've been dying to do for a long time. So I finally figured out a way. I mean, I could have figured this out earlier, but you know how life is, right? One thing, then another, then another. So, yeah. Hi, polished grad. Hi. Yeah. So, yeah, let me know, you guys. One more question. I can do one more question. And yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. And I hope you guys like my new frame. I thought I want to make it cozy. Cozy. I love cozy. I love cozy. Even like my little corner here, it's so cozy. I've got my window in front of me. All right. So, if you guys have no more questions, then I am wishing you an amazing week ahead. May God bless you on all your pathways, protect you in love, hold you in light, hold you in love, and remove all obstacles on your way. Be blessed. Take care, and thanks for being here with me. Bye.